what's going on. What is a self defense strike? You know what I mean? Trump said he had to do a few self defense strikes on Iran. It just mm. You know, smash that like who divided America, and how do we get it back together? Whose fault is this? Smash that like. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. As you come in, smash the like. Make sure you're taking the poll. Who divided America? Y'all know Trump done attack Iran. I thought they was coming close to a deal. You don't attack somebody that you already beat. You know what I'm saying? You don't negotiate it with somebody that you beat. What y'all got going on today? They say they dropped some bombs on and they dropped the bombs on the same area that that Abbas is at the Abbas at the end of it. And if anybody know anything, that's the part. This other part is black Iran. Abbas. I mean, Abyssinian. I mean, Abyssinian. Like the Ethiopians. Ethiopia, the Horn of Africa has long been intricate in Arabia and what they call the Middle East, Iraq and Iran. See, after Lawrence of Arabia went down to the white folks, that's when they start calling that shit. You say Obama did? Hey, let me see you, Salvatore. Salvatore Salamino. What's all going on, Salvatore? Give me three reasons and three ways that Obama divided America. And give me three solutions to how we could solve all that shit, if you have any. There's 11 of y'all in here. Double tap the stream and please feel free to participate. So far, Salvatore says it's Obama. Washington, what's going on? Who divided America? Salvatore said it was Obama. What's your opinion? Was it Obama? And double tap that screen too. Is 11 of y'all in here? Jay Bird, what's going on? Jay Bird said it was Obama too. Okay, that's 2 for Obama. But why do y'all say Obama? What did Obama do? And if you can pinpoint it to Obama, can you name a resolve for whatever he did to divide America? What would be your solution to fix to close the gap, to fix the divide? What would be your solution? Smash that like in the meantime and share me out. There's 11 of y'all in here. Let's get them likes up first of all. Got me moving all slow this morning. It's 19 of y'all. As you come in, thank you for double tapping the stream. Double tap the stream. You know, let's get the likes up. Let's get this conversation held. Let's get us in the algorithm early. Let's go. Who divided America? Whose fault is this? Is this what you voted for? All of the above. Woo. So let's see. We got Salvatore Salamino says Obama. And have y'all guys taking a poll too? It's 14 of y'all in here. Let's get them up, get them up, get them up, get them up. Know what I mean? Who divided America? They said Obama. Jay Bird, did you vote for this though? Okay. Jacksonville Kid said, who divided America? The society above government. There is the American people, then government, then this society, whoever they may be. I'm in full agreement with you, Jacksonville Kid. That was a dope answer. Do you have any solutions for how we could resolve this issue of our division? In Washington, Jay Bird, Jacksonville Kid, 1041, Salvatore Salamino. Yo, get over there right now, turn on the notification bell, smash that like before you, double tap that. And also, we got what's going on, forensics accountant? What's up, family? Chilling, 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 my G. You know, hey, forensics, man, I'm thinking about really starting a class on how to get your YouTube channels and stuff started. Um, because I've been studying and reading up on it, and it's like I'm getting nothing but positive results from this channel. And I figured out why they had me damn near linked as AI. It's because of those videos that I do when they're nothing but space. It'll be just a picture, and I'll go walk away and play badminton and cook poached eggs and shit. Just joking, but and then I'll leave it up to the chat for the conversation. That's why they was considering me as AI, because as I look at it, and then when I have all some of those videos, I was on them the whole time. I went like a million times. One time where I stayed the whole course. That was because I had never experienced that many people in the chat. That was the first time I ran across all y'all when I really started doing the politics, but I'm telling you, man, from what I'm getting from YouTube, YouTube has a YouTube Studios has Ask YouTube Studios. I can tell a lot of people don't ask YouTube Studios because they'll tell you exactly where to go at in your path if you're trying to you know what I mean, get your YouTube page started. Obama and Biden divided America. B. Rouse. Obama and Biden. So do you have any suggestions on how we can switch it back? If we can pinpoint where did they divide it at? You know what I mean? What was the weak link that because they started there, it started the division? And if so, how could we patch it back up if we know where that division started? It's 24 y'all in here, man. Who divided America? And at the end of these live streams, man, I'm looking for some chat stream comments and participation. You know, let me know your opinion, how the stream went. Maybe you had read somebody else's opinion in the stream and you just wanted to make a rebuttal, a comment, not even debate about it. Just you saw it one way, they saw it one way. Maybe you agreed, maybe you disagreed. Leave a comment. Start leaving a comment under some of these live streams, man. It's looking AI-ish, and I got heavy participation by very intelligent people. I'm curious to hear what you think about who divided America and what's going on in America. It would be beautiful to see the race baiting stop, the gender bullshit go away, and us keep thing, the main thing. Salute, Barrows. That's what it is. Jonathan said it was the Pilgrims. I like that one. That's a you. Hey, that's the best one. Hey, that shit crazy. That was funny. They didn't divide anything. You got jealous when you started to see others on the come up. Okay. The opposition to O'Biden and I said O'Biden. Obama and Biden is the jealous, the haters. They wanted to keep them down. For instance, Rose Sock says the CIA. Okay, that's a good one too. But that Pilgrims. Hey, there's a couple of them that is. It'll be crazy if somebody just manages to think about it. That who divided America? Wow. What's going on, Rose? What's going on, Barrows? Let the president do world issues and stop messing with social issues. That will help America. But actually, it should be different. You should flip that though, Barrows. He should be doing social issues, just dealing with the American society as opposed to world issues should be secondary to he should be serving the people that he is appointed to. He's supposed to be working for us. So in my opinion now, he should be doing town hall meetings and not I don't mean what he said in there and you know what I mean go back and forth with any citizens and see who can call the most names or be disrespectful and think that he should get all respect. Because I see him with the press corps, dude, mouth is, woo, I would have, and I will. If we ever cross paths as Americans, I wouldn't like threaten him or nothing, but I would give him a good piece of my mind if he came at me like that. If he was, yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, cool. Because you know the Donald Trump that we see is the one that he want us to see, or his best interpretation of who the president Donald Trump is. He's a regular guy like all of us behind that mask. It's a job. You feel me? You said it went down here as soon as the pilgrim showed up. Ah, that shit it gave me a laugh, and that's real. The pilgrims divided this about the fact. I would have had said Ferdinand and Isabella, but you know, we speaking on North America. Smash that light. That was crazy. But yeah, imagine your queen being a reporter and him coming at her like that, right? He already came at somebody woman like that. And he was like, your husband, but they ain't even married yet. They scheduled to get married. And he was like, your husband, no, your husband, because her husband is a politician. He came at, I heard him come at one lady. He said, that's why you'll always be second class. You'll never be anything. You're a joke. I'm like, what? Come on, Donald. Nah, you're the president. I respect your position in office. Okay. I respect authority. Okay. When I become the president of whatever I become the president of, don't get in the fucking way of me. But if I'm one of your, I mean, I'm gonna speak my mind and I'm one of his. I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm an American. That's what he's the CEO of, the production of Americans, if y'all really think about it. Donald Trump, Ronell says, Trump, what's going on, Ronell? Rock Hard Castle, what's going on? Trump is the God King. Okay. Any man that calls another man God King, I question your sanity. Maybe I could be wrong. I'm not a psychotherapist, but that's crazy. Um, Luke says Trump idiot, men. Barus, if more Americans thought the way you did, it would make America great again. You talk about respect, something America is being lacking. And that's what all it takes. You do not have to agree with nobody, but respect my mind. And I'm good. You still have that moron there. Oh, come on, man. You have dignity. I definitely do, Mark Bach. And I also have, you know what I mean, intelligence. And I know that it's going to trigger either it's going to be, hey, Trump, or hey, Trump. So, you know what I mean? It's all good. He's the top of the conversation. America, he's, you know what I mean? America, the corporation is built on two-tier system. Division is the foundation that always existed, says absent-minded professor. I like that. And I like that name too. God, that's a dope name. Even though, you know what I mean, but the absent-minded professor. That means you smoke weed and that you forgot more interesting equations to save the world than you remember. Freedom for Cubans, political prisoners are freedom for Cubans. God bless America and the world. Hamical. You know the Cubans are just the ethnic group of the month, right? Think back. We started with it was Black Lives Matter, then the LGBTQ was throwing their hat in the ring, LGBTQ plus, and then it was let me see, it went from Ukrainians. So the Mexicans got in there at one time for the face of civil rights, and then the Haitians, they was, you know what I mean. Then it was it was all these groups, and right now, and then the Palestinians got pushed to the side when everybody started worrying about the Iranians, and now the Iranians, you don't even nobody ain't come. They say the Iranian regime, those people they were in the streets. You know what I mean? None of that. Now everybody is pro Cuba. That's crazy. Two tier. Nah, there are more than tiers than that, right? For instance, this man is an idiot. He is fucking up America for sure right now. Trump is a Jew. Y'all throw that word around and those words around like that. Jew, the left, the right, commie, all that. Some of y'all just throw that stuff around because you know what I mean. That's what you was raised listening in the back room. See, a lot of us cuss words is fuck you and oh shit and god damn. But you know, a lot of people's cuss words is nigga, Jew, spick, chink. And while we in our rooms doing our one, two, whatever we do, or off in our worlds, we can hear all of this going on around us. And that's why we come in and say stuff like that. Trump is a Jew. Marion, Amazuri, Yambo, what's going on? What's going on in Kenya? How you? Thank you for that compliment. What's going on with you this morning, Marion? Trump keeps playing these liberals with the things like taking over Canada, Greenland, and now Cuba. He gets a reaction to their eyes off the real prize. Right, but every month is a different. My dude, my family and I skate communist Cuba. We've been waiting for Cuba to free for over 68 years. Oh, so some of your peoples came over here um around the time that all the stuff got shut down and Fidel Castro took over in Cuba, the Bay of Pigs and Guantanamo, all that shit was popping off. Fidel Castro and Generalissimo. I forgot his name. Well, all that stuff. I feel you. I feel you. Che Guevara, all the people was going over there. Missouri, Sana. Okay, baby. Good to hear from you, Marion. Yeah, the Cuban Revolution. With the Cuban Revolution, I thought that was Theodore Roosevelt. You know, Cuba has been occupied starting with Spain. It's sort of like the Philippines since all this that expansion by the Europeans started. Cuba has been occupied. But I'm just saying, no matter where your peoples is from, family, I'm just telling you. Now Cubans are the hey, we need help people of the motherfucking month. Maybe just a week, cause that shit trend quick. Donald Trump and them knocking shit off. At one time, it was Venezuelans running in the street with a Venezuelan flag. And then around when Trump first got in, the Mexicans had their chance to twirl. You feel me? I told you the last few presidents, Black Lives Matter, and we wasn't even pushing it. They had the LGBTQ pusher, everybody shit getting bread. Oh, they ain't filling that lane up. We gonna fill it up, but we gonna play off of the sympathies of the black people. But we only need a few of them to participate. Just like you don't need a little bit of cheese to be in cheese for it to be considered. You know what I mean? Cheese. Why overthrow them? Not why not work with them or work around them, dude? All that overthrow. That's just, you know what I mean? Talk to get the people come knock on your door. We have always needed the help. You one of the only Cubans, you know what I mean, that are saying it because of most American Cubans is like, hell yeah, we need the know what I'm saying? What does a free Cuban even look like? Because if it doesn't mean freedom for all Cubans, it's just another version of America. Right, right. Ashley says, y'all president. Ashley, Lukey, H. Smickle. H. Smickle, you always coming in here too. I didn't know you were Cuban. The only two tiers, rich and poor, says absent-minded professor. All the other categories branch off those for balance and to prevent civil war. It's called blind commitment. Okay. No, blind contentment. My bad. Ronnie Henry said the Illuminati elite CIA. That's what it is. Don't know what's going on with you. Obama divided America. Who is that? Why is that even a question? Don't know. You off the rip too. Because I'm thinking white Cubans are just like other American counterparts, right? Some of them don't even. I mean, but you know what? It smells of division when somebody say I'm a white Cuban or you know what I mean, why not just being a Cuban? Just like with America, when somebody says I'm a white American, I'm a black American. True indeed, they might be true, but first of all, shouldn't you just be an American? And that like people say, what did Obama do for black people? What did Obama do for Americans? Y'all all say, and I say, well, he did all that stuff for the LGBTQ. He let them do this and that. Well, best believe it was a black American LGBTQ that he did something for when he did that. So anything that affects Americans and you're an American is affect. I mean, it's done for you, whether it's in good or bad. People got to start understanding that the presidents and even your senators and your congressmen, sometimes they can deal with that's like small focus groups, but as a whole, you have to deal with, you know what I mean, your constituents, if it's a state for who they for, you know what I mean, and if it's you the president, you have to deal with America sometime. From a luxury mansion to a mud house, we need our thoughts to be settled in the middle of balance. For sure, party para for sure, man. Did Obama not divide this country? Answer the question instead of commenting right over it. Republicans, Democrats, they're all rich with an agenda. Nope, they ain't even rich with an agenda. They trying to get rich and they all are serving somebody else. They lobbyists with an agenda. They agenda driven. You see what I'm saying? They ain't rich yet. When they Democrats and Republicans, they got a title on them, they ain't shit. The power comes is nameless. That's why you don't know who it is. You don't know. Um, Who's in power? Democrat and Republican is a title and a job. That's a job. We seem to forget that. Those people draw a salary. You said the Democrats divided it. Don't know. The shock of seeing Obama elected is not the same as division, right? Sanjay says, fuck Obama. Sanjay, is you here on an H-1B visa or something? Or your people's on a bunch of little hotels? Smash that like. In the school classes we have set up, yes, we do need a permanent underclass, right? We need a permanent underclass to service the upper class, the elite. But just how many of them are we going to need now? Or they going to need? You know what I mean? See how we fall into that? You know what I mean? Could because, but how many they're going to need is questionable because AI is your life AI proof? You feel me? Whose life is AI proof in here? Whose job is AI proof? Why would you pay millions to get a job in a city that pays 102K per year? Follow the money, but they're not paying millions. Their lobbyists are investing in the millions, not them per se out of their pockets. They can't spend none of that money that they collect unless they got to come up with a receipt why they needed it. Maybe if they buy a Benz, they had, oh, I had to get on the road, and I mean they probably have to, and then it's in the company name. They don't spend that money. Donald Trump didn't spend that. Didn't have that 300 and some $1 million that Elon Musk gave him. He didn't give it to him in his hand. He gave it to him by way of donation to the campaign. They don't. Well, Rubio ain't he Cuban? And that's probably to satisfy his granny or somebody. You say Obama was horrible. Chuck Connor, the rifleman in this motherfucker. Y'all remember the rifleman, Chuck Connors? Chuck Connor. What was your son name? Sassy Mo. What up, player? What was the rifleman's son name? Sassy Mo. Ronnie Henry. You say you know how it works. How does it work, Ronnie Henry? Forensic says Obama made you insecure, not his fault. Hey, Forensics, you was on their ass too, and you're not even naming names, but they know who they are. Because it's true. When Obama came in, he didn't come in with a bunch of concessions for black people, although he was in the black car. Everybody will have their different analogies as whether he's black or African and whoop whoop his mama was, I mean, fuck that. But when he came in with respect and integrity. He didn't creep in. He came in grinning. White women was on him, black women was on him, Chinese women was on me, white dudes was on him. Everybody, this shit was crazy. He had a bunch of speculation and innuendo swirling around him. Is he? Is he? I mean, that type shit. Somebody said he was doing coke. Somebody said he was doing pills. He was, I mean, grinder, ready, all this type of shit. But one thing that he maintained, you never seen no clip of Obama wigging the fuck out like Donald Trump be just wigging the fuck out. Donald Trump will just go start cursing out the press corps and just wild shit. And you like, damn, you know who he remind me of? My old granddaddy. And when you look at him real close, he is. But when Obama came in, he came in damn near like, you know what I mean, Playboy Cardi or somebody. Y'all, if you know, he came with that Playboy Cardi and that future type shit. Everybody wanted to fuck with him. But I say he did more entertaining than he did, you know what I mean, helping the infrastructure. He did what he did for the LGBTQ. He signed some papers because they put the money in his pocket. I understand it. And I think that when he made that statement a couple of months ago about every black man should have a gay friend, I believe that was his last of the obligation that they probably gave him some money on the side to make that statement because that's all they are public mouthpieces. All of this stuff that we're hearing, you can't possibly believe Donald Trump has got so much military tactics in his mind and all this shit, and he couldn't even run a few hotels and casinos and yacht clubs. Come on, man. You know there is an administration, and he's not friends with the Republicans. He's not friends with the Democrats. He has a little core group of people that haven't really formally established they as being a political party MAGA. He got a little think tank around him though. He got a crew with him. I mean, and some it's bipartisan because like Tulsi Gabbard, she a Democrat. She just stepped down. She was head of his intelligence, so it's a monopoly on key little pieces. But I just didn't never understand how did he pick the choice of what job he gonna give him. Would he put a name in the hat? Because most of the people he gave a job to, I'm back. Yeah, did the sound come back? You know, when you have a call, when the home is called, you know what I'm saying? Smash that light. It's like that. But Sharon Ball, what's going on? Red Bone, what's going on with you? Can you hear me, Sharon? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. What's going on with you? Yeah, and that Camille Abrizio shit was crazy. Where they had that dude trying to send him back. They was trying to send him to Africa somewhere. Like, can you imagine? You don't even know your own home country like that, and they send your ass to Africa. Sassy Mo, can you hear me? Trump right now is surrounded by a bunch of corporate handlers getting their money up because he is not mentally all there. He is the puppet, and the rest are just ventriloquists taking their turns. Right, Sassy Mo? You can tell because Trump is up in age. Not saying people up in age are not trying to enjoy their lives, but the shit that he's setting up is for 20 years from now. So I understand it. And that's what they're supposed to do. He the figurehead. We gonna eat. We're the Trump administration. Know what I'm saying? You say Obama divided. Michael Miguel says Israel divided America. You fought, he says, politicians. Baru says, did you feel Biden was mentally all there? I'm chilling, Sharon Ball. How you doing today, Red Bone? Biden wasn't all there. But guess what? We didn't see a lot of Biden like we see a Trump. We didn't see Biden. Biden was somewhere. When he did come out, it was like a cuckoo clock. Cuckoo. And when you saw him, he wasn't even on his own. You were seeing with Nancy Pelosi, other people. Remember they was making that run where they had that shit was some old person thought of that game plan when they was going to all the black places like they was at the college with the kente cloths around their neck. And if y'all don't know what the kente cloth is, it's like a yellow, orange, white, and red cloth like with a pattern on it that people have and it's supposed to represent Africa, like it's supposed to be like a pattern from Africa. And then, I mean, they was playing the circuit. Blessed. Okay. Okay. Sending nothing but more blessings. But they was playing this. Y'all don't remember that shit? They was doing all the black shit. They was with Al Sharpton and you know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. You know the shit set up. Why has Al Sharpton got his time to be the president? Really, because Al Sharpton is he messed up when he put the pastor shit in it. They don't want actually a person that's with the religious shit to just get in. They were pandering to the black community, yep, with the kente cloth, and some Americans fell for the bullshit. Well, I mean, Rifleman's son was Mark. Okay, Red Bone. Okay, okay. Thanks for that, Sharon. That was my shit. The Rifleman. Ooh. Rifleman, um, Big Valley. Big Valley was my shit. The Barclays throwed the fuck down. Mama coming there with that goddamn bolero hat on and the motherfucking gloves and shit. She got a little daughter with the blonde pigtails and her son. What was her son's name? Heath. It was Heath, Jared, and Nick. Nick was a motherfucker. Nick was all black. You know what I mean? Like the omen and whoop your ass. Uh, was that Nick for that? Was that Nick? That was Nick, right? And then it was Heath and Jared. One of them was a lawyer and one of them was an old Ken doll looking nigga. Yeah. Y'all go if y'all can find old reruns of Big Valley. That was a good show. And they had that bread. Trump use of power mirrors that if a common person suddenly in control, acting with defiance and intelligence, dignity, and integrity. You say using power mirrors. I ain't never heard of that word before. But yeah, that's crazy, man. That some people really believe that Trump is the most powerful man on the planet. That shit is crazy. I'll never understand it. I could see. let's go. The Trump administration is doing their thing, but people will come in here and say Trump is my daddy, Trump is my king. Like, huh? You say you think Trump believes he's Julius Caesar. I feel you, E5. Jim Wilson, what's going on? Jim Wilson says Obama. Shit. Downtown Jay says Trump. Sharon Ball says that clown is insane. For real. Black Rock, the 13 families, Jews, Saudis, and with trillions. The Saudis, their money might be fiat money. Their money not be worth that much now because their money was dependent on people like the UK and the United States backing that petrodollar shit. There's a lot of them now trying to find ways to get out of just being solely dependent on the selling oil. I'm gonna tell you something, Rose. If you wouldn't have said he was flawed, it would have went because it doesn't matter. All of us are flawed. We're humans. No human is perfect. You'll find out when AI come in and start doing all y'all jobs. Now, you said Trump is not the most powerful man. He is flawed, but he is better than Biden, Kamala, Clinton, and Obama. No, he's not. He's the A alike, B alike, C alike. That's why all of them are in a club. They meet up with each other. All these people that you just named right there, they're not even actually enemies. They're friends. It's just business. When there's no business going on, they're playing golf, they're drinking Drambuie. You know what I mean? They're going to each other kids' bar mitzvahs and shit. Um, George Bush Jr. and Michelle Obama are like best friends. Did you see how Kamala looked at hurt when she looked back at Jimmy Carter's funeral and she saw Donald Trump and Obama talking like old friends? She looked it so hurt. Did y'all remember that? Smash that like, y'all. Jamie Lynn Turner says Trump divided America. Jim Wilson said in the 1980s and 90s he was hanging. Yeah, he was hanging with rappers and dating black models and all that shit because it was trending. Donald Trump is a chameleon and he's an opportunist, which is the worst kind because he'll associate with anybody that got what he want. You know what I mean? And he's easily assimilatable because it ain't no telling what he'll do. You feel me? Yeah, they drinking Hennessy. They don't drink Hennessy E40. Hennessy some bullshit to them. They drinking some shit that been soaked in a barrel for 20 some years and then it was in a bucket for 20 some years or a bottle like and then you know what I mean that's what they drinking. They ain't drinking that shit we drink. Dylan, what's going on with you? Trump is a cult leader who operates in plain sight, absent-minded professor. Austin Corner, what's going on? Yesterday you had an army of MAGA in here. Yesterday, what a nightmare. They still here. They peeking, passing candy and all. Jim Wilson, Barry Barack Obama is related to the Bushes. All of them are related. All the presidents are related by way of General Cornwallis from the Revolutionary War. Some way he got a lot to do with, he got a lot of politics in his blood. Barry Barack Obama. Laughing my ass off. I think Trump is easily triggered by other Asian governments. But what I like about him is that type of guy. The fuck, what did you say, motherfucker? Nah, in my opinion, I go for that though. But in my opinion, I say Trump is one of those guys that he's a narcissist, and when you um threaten that narcissism by you know what I mean by way of not respecting it or you know what I mean, he reacts. Because I don't see him talk to the press corps like they'll just ask him a question is like, yo, what happened with the Iranian? He'll what? And this last shot, he won't answer the question. Sharp, he'll cut them up on something that he knows personal about them or some shit, which that's unprofessional. Even if you're the head of the country, you should be coming in respect. I think that was Obama's appeal over Donald Trump. He was more approachable and likable, even if you didn't like him. The whole time you snickered behind his back, you talking about his wife and you question his birthrights and all this shit, you still respected him because that's how he came to you. So now with Trump, that's what people don't understand about the people that come in and say King Trump, and then you can understand everything about them and the people. You know what I mean? Because for you know what I mean, for you to come in and say King Trump, you would have to have had a bad childhood where that's who you look at as somebody that raised you, some grumpy old motherfucker that ain't got never got nothing good to say. So I'm not saying, you know what I mean, everybody is attracted to Trump like that, but it's a bunch of look. I dedicate all my farts to Trump because that's what he is, and that's who supports him. Poor people that don't know no better, thinking that they see red, white, and blue. I mean, and then half of their kids fought in the military, and half of them fought in the military, or know somebody that fought in the military, and that's their patriotism. He played the hot screens of poor people's patriotism, their loyalty to the soil. I mean, knowing that if their ancestors came from over here, came here and won't lit and did a bunch of crazy shit and got lit, and they willing to hold on to it. The poor people that support Trump, but the ones that come in and that have, you know what I mean, they have free economic thinking. Because a lot of times y'all don't even realize that some people's thoughts and the way they do shit and the way they think is because their economy. If you're hungry, you're gonna think like a hungry man. Know what I mean? And like Bob Marley said, a hungry man is an angry man. But if you eating, your thinking is like, know what I mean, well off, you got time to recuperate and know what I mean. Trump called his supporters poorly educated. They keep saying that, Angelo. Poor kids are just as smart as white kids. I wonder who said that. I don't know, but that's crazy as fuck. Because they're poor white kids. Broken dumb. Trump is the class clown. The Dems ain't make Trump popular, but they made him a alternative because they ain't do shit. See, if they would have been feeding everybody, feed the wolves. Don't just feed the lobbyists. The lobbyists gonna get the bigger portion because they put the money on your head. But make sure you feed the wolves. Remember that oath you took when you're the president. You're supposed to work for the people. Okay, okay. Do what you do for your lobbyists. They put the money in your pocket. You know what I mean? Right. MAGA is on some damn near like KKK. KKK was 3 letters. MAGA done stepped it up. It's the future, 4 letters. You know what I mean? And but what's so crazy is it's the new wave hate too, because it's not only just one ethnic group. It's you know what I mean, it's a free for all because MAGA has black people, white people, Chinese people, it's just like all other groups. If y'all um think it is not true, you're wrong. All groups have LGBTQ people in them. So MAGA is a group designed to, you know what I mean, prop Donald Trump up. It ain't got real official that is can be considered a third party, but being that it's coming directly from somebody, this dude is in office. This is his second time in office, so their background is saying political party, but they haven't really just the structure ain't there. I don't know. It might be though. The birth of bullshit came first, right? Why? Yeah, we ain't have a real black president. We had somebody that was in the black community though. Obama is a member of the black community though, and you know what I mean. Whether we see that's the thing where we go separate is what he is. Well, his dad was African. Fuck that. He is in the black community. I'm gonna say that. America divided America. It's salute. It has always been divided. I like that answer, Voss. Absent minded professor said, "Your king thinks his followers are stupid. Say it loud and y'all clap. You don't want one. Trump is stealing money. He and his family are the best grifters ever. They're good at it." Yeah, sassy, because Trump done got these people to say, yo, we don't even need to audit him. Obama divided America. Okay, Crick, name 3 reasons why. Okay, Ricky H. Trump is their festering pustule itself, the tip of the iceberg. So much more corruption from Democrats. So much corruption from politicians. We got to stop putting little labels on these people. They're politicians. That means they're all on the same team. You know what I mean? It's just like playing practice. The B team and the A team, or the blue and the red team. You see what I'm saying? It's like playing practice after school. Sometimes, you know what I mean? And they practice it on us, you know? And also they're just floor managers. They're on the floor supervisors, the Senate and Congress. Because you know the product, we're the product. Americans are the product. You know what I mean? We're the number one consumer on the planet, and we're the product that America produces. We are all a product of America. So you notice they're not investing in what they put in their product. Shoddy motherfucking um materials to make the shit is gonna be some bullshit. So that's why I say they need to invest more into their product. If you could get in touch with Donald Trump, if I could get in touch with Donald, that's what I would tell him. I say, look, dog, the best way I can explain it is you don't got that going start with the babies, feeding them in school, free lunch, and their education should be the best on the planet because that's where it starts a person's mind frame when they're 5 and 6 years old. Okay. And then, just like if whatever you cook, when you cook food and you use some bullshit products, it tastes funny. But when you go, instead of using one of them little onions, them yellow onions with the little, you go get a white onion, you know what I mean, or a red onion and put that in that motherfucker and just switch up the ingredients. Same ingredients, but step above it, and you know what I mean, improve it, you know. And when you make your eggs, put a little milk in there, put a little dairy in there, and fluff them bitches up. See what I'm saying? We don't put too much in the product as Americans, and we are the product. We're guilty of it too. We don't put too much in the product because, and number one, all of us as Americans are stingy, greedy, you know what I mean? Interest driven, you know what I mean? That's why they made remote control so we can, you know what I mean? And y'all know the remote control is like the scepter in your house back in the day. I don't know about now, everybody on their phones. Everybody looking at their phones. So you remember when it was more, that was more control and camaraderie too, to be able to control the TV or what everybody watching. Now, shit, everybody watching the phone and the phone watching them, and their watches is watching, and the refrigerator too. But remember that when they used to, whoever had the remote was in control. Yeah, people are currency, products and currency. Yeah, but don't you think that you know what I mean? I need white America to do more of the heavy lifting. There's more to greatness than having a robust economy. Civil rights are for everyone, right for rangers, and just do more of the heavy lifting and being held accountable and taking accountability for every fucking thing. Like, and get out the way and stop acting prima donna and you know what I mean, spoiled. It's over. You know what I mean? For instance, tell them it's over. It's America for Americans. That's what's so crazy. Like, well, we should all be on the same accord because we know better. Because we all talk that Martin Luther King shit, Gandhi. Everybody has read it, know it. But we still seem to not get it. The reason we even have Trump as president can be linked back to corporate interests being allowed in politics. Well, true, 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 true. Because Trump is not actually a politician. He's a businessman doing a politician's job. He got hired as a politician. Because y'all know he got hired because he pulling a salary. We don't even realize that. He got hired. When you are born with your birth certificate, it's Federal Reserve money. Yep. And that's when that was with the New Deal. That's why the New Deal was signed. They put everybody up as collateral. That's why when you turn 18, the saga really begins with your taxes and all that stuff because they feel like by the time you turn 18, you're ready for the work in the real world and then pull a real, know what I mean? That's when they start counting how much money you're bringing into the government lexicon so that they can go get loans and stuff from the federal world. And the federal, that's why you ever heard the federal bank and all that, because that's we living under the federalist style of world power, whoever they are. Because y'all know the federalists are in all countries. No, I don't think there's a need for voter ID. I think they should be counted though. Maybe an infrared thing to put on their hand or something to note that they did vote. But it shouldn't be all that shit. It's too much. That smells of you can't win. When motherfuckers make up a bunch of shit, that smells of you can't win. So you make up a bunch of stipulations like poll taxes and the poll tax. You tax the poor people, they can't even pay the fucking poll tax, so you know they ain't coming. So they just thought about it. Why don't we just give all of them felonies? And that's how they stifle a great deal of the black community, men and women. They give them a felony and do it to them when they're young, so that it. I mean, don't let them get up to 40 years old and get a few votes in, catch a few 4-year jumps and fuck around. They have real fried chicken in the White House. No, we're gonna get them when they 15 and 16. We're gonna knock them out the box. So that's a whole section of voters that they don't even have to worry about. And then we can handle these women because we'll go get a pastor or a preacher to tell them, come on over here. And you know what I mean? We'll put some money in his pocket. And Sister Green gonna listen to him. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all bet y'all never really thought about that. That's a way to, and it's not even racist. That's tactics. That's the art of war. People should put all their eggs in the same basket. System is rigged against the population. For real. So should illegal immigrants be able to vote if they're working? If they're working in the country and paying taxes? Because remember what you're saying. What's the last word? The first word is illegal, denoting that anything illegal can be changed to legal just by way of a simple word. I mean, you know that, right? Illegal immigrants. You are admitting that they're immigrants, right? Whether illegal or legal. You know what I mean? The muffler on the back of your car could be illegal, but your car could be legal. It's just a matter of 3 words. Obama is the great divider. Trump first foray into political spur was in the 1980s, along with his father and the family attorney Cohen donations and creating contact between. But yeah, that dude between Dems and Republicans, yeah, that dude kind of like trained Trump or mentored Trump in the game. So just serving some soup. DJ Bradley says DJT. Rod Jackson says Trump. Sassy Mo says people don't realize they voted with the system this time. And the system is, yeah, the system against them. In 1999, Trump formed a exploratory committee to see the chances if he ran for the Reform Party. Wow, Del, you went in there. So he been a part of so many political groups. Only Americans voted on Americans. What about those 18-year-olds that gonna be automatically drafted? Yeah, it's gonna be shit. What about those 43-year-olds that's gonna be drafted? Because the draft consists of from 18 to 43. The 18-year-olds they can handle it. I think to a certain extent. Right now, at the rate these kids are going, everybody that's 18 should do some kind of military service because it'll get them. Number one, they don't do a bunch of anyway. The ones that are the ones that voluntarily go into the military. They already got them soldiers. What the 18 to 43 draft is going to be about is them video game players, the couch potatoes that have mastered the joysticks and stuff. Because now it's a drone game. We got 300 drones off the shores of Florida. Cuba got them. What the United States has. And also, they say that the drones from Iran then held off the United States. Also, they say Ukraine, that's how they fighting their war with drones. So it's a drone war. And so they want the couch potato smoking weed. That's why they say they're gonna be leaning on the weed shit and all that shit. They're building to assimilate. They're not looking for these big dudes from Iowa because they already in the service because that's what they thought all their life. I'm gonna be a soldier. I'm a motherfucking soldier, man. But now I mean, they need them little kids and them and shit. It's some big kids, 43 years old. We see them come through here every day. 43-year-old gamers. When the PS5 down, all of them are in here talking cash shit. Bragging about voter fraud online is interesting. Jim Wilson, what up? Yeah, they soft, but that's why they want them to play them video games, and they're soft and desensitized. Kids today kill 1,000 people an hour on Call of Duty. like now, motherfucker respawn, respawn. You know what I mean? They die a million times. But and you know what I mean? And if they fighting a war, they because now you want to fight a war with drones, you can be somewhere posted in the command station, probably in America, and do this shit. You see what I'm saying? Where we have saw large amount of troops massing up, we'll see large buildings where people will be setting that kiosk fighting the war. And that's gonna be some shit, kiosk wars. Um, what's the little cubicle wars, motherfuckers sitting in cubicles with motherfucking joysticks in their hand looking at screens. Chilling, Alex. What's up with you? Alex, what's been up, family? How you been? Wrong. Illegal aliens do not pay taxes. I've worked construction for years. They are being paid under. Okay, so check this out. They're being paid under the table, right? Are they paying for their bill under the table? Are they paying for their patronage just at certain bars and stuff under the table? Are they paying for their gas, the same gas we have under the table? Are they paying for their taxes when they go to these supermarkets and buy all that shit under the table? Are they paying for all them trucks they getting off these car lots and you know what I mean under the table? Are they paying for a lot of these illegal immigrants got fucking companies too? One of them will have a company and employ everybody else. Are they paying? Are they not paying taxes? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to California, Washington State to vote Republican because I don't need ID anymore. Okay. Undocumented immigrants boost our economy, created jobs and housing. Ask yourself who hires them and why. Exploitation, they still work for Trump and wealthy families, cheap labor, right? Rich people, the ones that started that shit, bringing in illegal aliens. You know, our housekeeper's from El Salvador. She has a sister. I talked to mom. You know what I mean? The next thing you know, her sister come in here with the fucked up paperwork. Charlie Kirk is dead. Blessed day. What's up with you? Enjoy prison, B. Rouse. You're displaying your ignorance about how Oregon, Washington, and California run elections. Every product they buy in the U.S. tax at, so they are paying taxes. Exactly. That's what I just said, fam. They are paying taxes. I guess you're saying that if you visit America from Germany and I buy gas, beer, and cigarettes, I can vote in the country. Shit, yeah. Because I tell y'all the vote is just data and analytics. Yes, of course. That's what I'm saying. The same as football players and basketball players and all these sports people that go around to all these different states and countries. Do you know everywhere that they play a game, they have to pay the taxes in that state at that state's rate that night or that week they're there because they're working in that state. You know what I mean? Did you know that the football players and all those people that play those games, and it's always like New York gonna have a different tax than California that they have to keep up with that their self. They have to pay taxes in every state that they work in. Who controls the media? The media does, family. That's who controls the media. Not the people. Whoever owns the media. There's no such thing as left or right, just up or down, right? Because left or right is so, you know what I mean, this way. That you ain't going nowhere. You just going left or right. But the meantime, left and right are both looking at the middle for guidance. Smash that like, y'all. But they're not paying federal or state taxes. Their children and families are receiving medical, getting schooling. This is not okay. But who do we have to be mad with? Is the school not checking, fact checking the information they're getting? You got to look at it both ways. Is the school not checking it or allowing it? Because for once again, the school is benefiting because no matter how many students there, that's how much funding they're gonna get. If it's 1,000 students, they're gonna get funding for 1,000 students. You got to look at it. They're serving a purpose, demographics, and all for different reasons in America. And do you know that those hospitals that you say their kids going to and all that, our kids go to it too. When you go to an emergency room and you don't have insurance, and a lot of that shit is write off. They do it for free anyway, because that's what the hospital should be in the fashion of saving lives. 30 years military prison. Shit, you never know who there is. You might get your ass reamed for 30 years. You talking just to vote? You serious? Hey, if you can do it, I'm with it. Go ahead, man. It ain't me. Yes, they do. The wealthy don't pay no taxes. They don't pay for that candy bar. They don't pay for that bottle of wine. They don't pay for that yacht club because it's comped. Because you know what I mean. Regular people think it's cool if a rich person around. That's why a motherfucker be like, you know, I took a picture with who, and you took a picture with him, but what did he tell you? Did he pass you anything? Did he tell you the next investment he was about to invest in? Just taking a picture. Did he tell you how he got the Grammy? I mean, here, call this producer. Did he? I mean, motherfuckers be fascinated with pictures. I was talking to an old head, man. One day, I had went back to the other side of town and where I used to be at, and I seen an old head that I knew from this side of town. Matter of fact, when I was young, he was like the pimp of the year with the goldfish in his shoes and shit. Y'all remember the nigga had just got out of jail? Every time I seen him when I was young, he was like that. Every time I seen him, he had some outlandish, he'll have on a beret, like a raspberry beret with a raspberry colored suit on and a big old chain. You know what I mean, with a some kind of crazy head on it and some long ass shoes and shit. He just looked like what you would think was a pimp or somebody that was, you know what I mean, a jive talking ass. And every time I seen him, his name is I don't even gonna disrespect the OG and say his name, but just think of when every time you see somebody like a superimposed pimp. Every time I seen this guy when I was younger, I'm talking about shit 50 years ago when pimping was, you know what I mean, pimping was pimping because y'all know the Mac came out 1972. Like I knew this dude since then, like, and he always when you see him, you know what I mean, but he had got a monkey on his back. So I seen him a couple of days back. Okay, it was me and my little one, my little son, my little G. So I'm out there, you know. I started to go live or record this shit, but I said, no, I'm gonna give him his respect and found out what he been up to because I used to live on that side, and his mama now he got to be about 65, 70. His mama got to be 80, but she got a women's program on that side, nonprofit, where she helped young ladies get a job and get clothes to go on interviews and get back to the community. But him and his brother name I keep wanting to drop these kids' names, but nah, his brother gone rest in peace. But his brother was a drug dealer, and his brother looked at like Jerome from Martin. When Jerome played that shit with the suits and shit on with them little MCM suits and the hair and shit, that was his brother. He was more Hoogie Bear ish with it. Or what was the pimp from Jack of Spade that got out of jail with the fucking fishes in the shoe? He was more of that every day. This guy. So look, so me and him talking, and I'm telling him about the internet world. He says, yeah, I ain't seen you in a minute. And remember when we used to go to Lowe's and steal these wash machines and stoves and get the money? I mean, yeah. I said, do you know who I am? He said, yeah. He said, you used to live right there. Boo, 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 boo. You and your peoples and boo, 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 boo. I'm like, yeah, but okay. He's still talking. Boo, boo. I said, look, do you really know where you know me from? Because you know what I mean. Woo, 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 woo. I knew you since we've been little, and this is where I know you from. Because I used to be a gopher in the Numbers house. When I was young, this cat named Leroy used to have a numbers house right at the like defunct railroad tracks in this neighborhood. And I used to go over there every day, and that's when you can go buy cigarettes from the store or any other type of shit. I used to go be the gopher, you know what I mean? I go get the cigarettes, and you know what I mean. I ain't never engage in nothing in there. He just used to look out for me, and I used to he pay me and shit. And you know what I mean, go get some bread or some ice or something for the cats. But that's why I seen a lot of stuff at too. My pops was like, "Damn, how you know these people?" Oh, no, no, no. I just, you know, man. I was an entrepreneur. I should try to, you know, what I mean, get that. I used to run for an old lady too for North Carolina. I'm gonna but hold on. But the donkey cat. Oh, so I said the boy name. Unc. Unc goes. He opened up the phone. I said, "You should be recording that shit. You should be recording yourself because you fly." Because I told you, he always got on some more whimsical shit. Like he had on a goddamn ascot. He had on a red ascot, like a white shirt, a red Kango hat, like a glove, like Michael Jackson type of shit, and some like hammer pants and hard shoes. And he kept showing me the pictures that he was taking. See that? Look at that. Look at you just showing me some one dimensional pictures. This the fucking 2026. Like you know how people in prison or jail they'll show you their pictures. You know, one hand look. He just showed me the same picture. He just changed the hat and looking the same way. And just do. I'm like, you got to get into the world. I'm gonna come back out here. But I seen a young blood walk past and they exchanged. The young blood looked a little suspect. It also looked like he was tooted and booted. And that was thing. Stayed tooted and booted. So I said, okay. I peeked this in and said, okay. And it looked like they was down there waiting on him. And then it was we was by a barber shop. It was a barber engaging with him too down there, like waiting on him. So I just went on and left. When I thought about it though, I said, nah, it's good that I ain't record him because number one, his whole aura was something. I would have to, you know what I mean, go back and politic with him and see what's really going on. But yeah, he was stuck, man. Stuck. I forgot why I even was telling that story. But look, but getting back to when I told you I used to be a gopher for the dude at the bootlegger house when I was young. Also, when then I moved to another neighborhood where it was an older lady from deep in the south. I'm in the south, but she was from deep in the south. And one day I'm walking to my house. She lived in the house next to me, and these are the big gigantic row houses in the hood in the city, big houses. So but the big, but you know, in the city they got the big houses with the big porches and stuff, but they split them in half. It'll be one family living on this side, this side. Some of them they call brownstones. These are the Victorian style ones. But one day I was walking and the older lady, she was kind of full figure old lady. She said, "Hey boy, I'm gonna throw my key down. I need to go to the store." She threw her key down, and that was the beginning of a my first official job because and learning different things outside of what my parents like with shopping and doing my own thing. And I went in there and she said, "Look, you ever been to the store?" Well, yeah, I've been to the store, but I really had never been to the store with a list directly. Me depending on me getting it. Everything I went to the store was for like one or two things. But this lady used to send me to the store for the oddest shit. Okay, who knows what a rutabaga is? She used to send me to the store to get two rutabagas, a Dan doodle, and a mushrat. Two, what's this right here you dropped, darling? A Dan doodle and a mushrat. First of all, y'all know what a Dan doodle is. Somebody tell me what a Dan doodle is. Okay, California code regulations, signal verification, ballot processing, and ballot count. Okay, that link that was just dropped is the official rules on voting in California. Shirley Ann Weber is the California Secretary of State. Y'all think she gonna do anything else in big government, or she gonna stay local, statewide with the California shit? Sally Ann Weber. No matter who you vote for, you are still voting for both parties, right? They are getting in the same plane, right? And they're eating at the same places. It's just like the popular kids in school and the super popular kids in school. You understand? But anybody know what a Dan Doodle is? I used to have to go to the store to get get two rutabagas, a Dan Doodle, and a mushrat. Let's start with the Dan Doodle. Smash that like y'all, and that's true. Democrats pay the KKK and then turn around and pretend to fight. But that's how it is anyway. Sponsor both sides, pad the road. So even when you lose, you win. They've been doing it for centuries. That's how the Rothschilds got in power. They would support Napoleon and they support all the other countries that Napoleon was going up against. So shit, give or take, they had you know what I mean? They lose a little bit here if they didn't win with them if they but they lose a bit over here. But in the meantime, both of them owe them. So it's a win-win. I support the fight because they ain't got nothing to do with it. That's what y'all got to understand why they don't want Jews with the European Jews in Europe because they had so much influence because of their money. Money is, you know what I mean, one of the proponents of power, especially if you got a lot of it. So that's why they don't want them there. You know what I mean? Because if they directly there, they'll have more influence by way of being able to sway the vote with their money. You know what I mean? That's why they because at first they had them in projects called Ghent, ghetto. You know what I mean? That's where the Jews was at first. You know, y'all know that, right? What's so ironic? Jews were the first people housed in places called ghettos. I don't know. They'll probably have some kind of facial recognition, and then they'll put that shit in the database when it becomes illegal to be a Democrat or illegal to be a Republican. When they have all y'all motherfuckers in the database. He's a fucking Democrat. Oh my God, get out, get out. That type shit. You know what I'm saying? Vince Jackson. He's terrible. You standing on that. Then Jackson says no illegal alien in capital letters should ever be allowed in this country to vote in our election. Period. Why are people waiting on a president to make their lives better? That's up to you. No president is going to satisfy everyone in the country. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why they already caught onto it. It's interest based. How much money you got on it before I mean, how much is it worth to you? That's what the president is asking the motherfuckers. Well, you want to marry Bob? Mike, Jack, Pete, Ricky, you want to marry Bob? How much money you got on it? How much is it? I mean, how much is it worth to you? They started bashing masculinity. I had to stop fooling with Democrat. Yep, they did though. But you know that's a war tactic because Donald Trump was exuding testosterone. They knew something we didn't. They knew that they was fighting the military machine. I just saw a movie on Tubi the other night. That shit was sadomasochism. That shit was crazy because the dude joined the military and he was homosexual, and for some reason his penis had gotten hard in the shower around the soldiers. And when the soldiers and the guy that was in charge found out about it, they ridiculed him his whole time until out of pure grit and integrity that he had it on his own and just survival instinct. In the end, they respected him as the same thing he was. And the story was kind of hard to follow because they was doing a lot of crazy shit to him. Even one of the people that was in command of him, you know what I mean? He engaged in homosexual acts with that guy. It was already somebody there, and it was shedding light on homosexuality and the different shit that's in the military. Also, not only did it deal with the homosexuals in the Marines in the military, it dealt with like people of Arab and Middle Eastern descent because they even doubt one of them was there too, and they was giving him the same thing they was giving the homosexual guy, the violation of their civil rights as Americans. But the movie was on Tubi, and in the end, though, all of them made it, and it seemed like they out of there. And dude was like, "I'm not trying to weed you out because you're getting them, but I'm here to make monsters. So if I got to go against you, you're very cool who you is, that's what's gonna happen." And I understood it in the end. It wasn't even necessarily homophobic. It was the point that I'm gonna go at whatever his hitting, and key in on that and create a monster. I forgot the name of it, but it's on Tubi, and it's about a gay young man joining the Marines. I'm gonna go back and get the name. Hold on, let me see. Can I pull it up? But I watched that shit on Tubi. That shit was crazy, crazy, crazy. But it was very heartfelt because his mama came there and she tried. His mama never accepted him. His mama came there to his graduation. He graduated, and they respected him in the end because in the beginning it seemed like they was trying to kill him, and all I seen was the locker room of these kids that be in the locker rooms and always get ridiculed. But you know what? More than him is probably gay in that locker room. Everybody else is just assimilated. He was the one that got called out. You feel me? Hold on, I'm gonna get the name of that movie. That shit was crazy though. Hold on, you know what? I'm not even gonna goddamn gonna put that shit in my goddamn gonna search engine. I'm just gonna go to Tubi and find it. Fuck no. Smash that right. I'm not even gonna put that shit in my fucking shit. You know these fucking algorithms. Smash that like. Let me see here. The inspection. That's what it's called. It's called the inspection. The movie about the gay marine is called The Inspection. Yeah, it was pretty dope though. It was crazy when you think about it. Remember, we have two borders and tunnels in both sides of this country. And the cartels, Kabbalah, man, we got crazy tunnels here, man. Tunnels in every chicken restaurant, every Mexican bodega, every what Plaza Azteca. Good morning, MAGA. And what are we offended today? Who, whatever, whatever, G. Who divided America, man? The wall isn't built, but he increased border patrol. There's barely 100 people crossing the border compared to the 100. Yeah, because that's probably what the same statistics that was 10 years ago. Because they're not crossing the border conventionally. They're crossing under the border, over the border, around the border, everything but crossing the border. You say S. Wimberly, what's going on? You say Trump just ripped off the band-aid. That's what it is. It's 20 of y'all in here, man. Let's get them likes up first and foremost. Like 100 of y'all came through. Let's get them likes up and um let's start some live stream participation. Can y'all please start hyping these live streams up, sharing them out after they um wind up and leaving comments on either questions you want to ask, comments on different topics that we have talked about, even if it's not pertaining to the title. Can you just start participating underneath? Because it's looking like I'm AI. I do these long live streams. We politic, people from all over the country, all over the world come through, and nobody gives any feedback. I just had 28,000 people in the live stream yesterday, and nobody had any feedback underneath the comments. It was like when I look at, when I go back, because I go do an assessment and look at whatever was said and, maybe shopping up on, because a lot of times y'all be schooling me while we conversating or even strengthening my resolve. Like, can we get a little live stream participation? Even go back through my old content that's on my page and run through, because I have a couple of fruit videos that's outside of the box of politics. It just gives you a peek into what some things that interest me, like aliens and world history or travel, and what I mean, different plethora of things of knowledge based stuff. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I say I'm gonna ask the question: Who divided America? Because that's I mean, that's the topic. But yeah, can we get a little bit more participation? There's 35 likes in here, and it's 41 people. So at least six of y'all didn't smash it. If we even go by, it's a perfect. It's 33. We fluctuating unrealized gains on the 41, but it is what it is. Smash that like. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. 240 million illegal immigrants made it into America. That's what they can. If they can count that and give you a number, darling, it's triple that shit. Because for every one illegal, it's probably five or six, if not even 10, hiding somewhere. It's that it is an invisible, nation in this nation, and they knew it in 1989 because they said it was calling it the um Latino migration, northern migration. Everybody from Central America, South America was going to be in America, even just because they knew that it was better opportunity. And that's what a lot of them, they can finesse and finagle better here, even if they don't um try to get on the mainstream and work out here in the world, they still can do it, whatever they're doing better in America. So they knew it. It's like a tidal wave, it's like a wave. Shh. It all was pushed down, and now it's coming back up. You know what I mean? They knew it. They said that shit in the 80s. That's why they was pushing everybody to learn Spanish. Remember the red book is as opposed to the green book was French. And then they had the book with the it was blue. And that was a little German, a little French, a little Spanish, and Italian. You know what I mean? They had the German, which is a more stouty, and it has its English has its birth in German, but they also had the three love languages: French, Spanish, and Italian. You know, your bonjour, your buongiorno. You know what I mean? They call it the love languages. Smash that, like you say, religion divided America. Trump had a fake border wall fundraising and cut the money. What are you thinking about the fact that Trump enriched himself by billions since he's funding? I'm thinking, do your thing, Trump. I ain't got nothing to do with it, with that part of it. I say wet your beak. If Trump don't do it, somebody else is. You think Obama ain't make some money? All of them don't go about it the same ways because some people hustle white tees, some people sell white Air Force Ones, some people don't even delve into clothing. They might sell, you know what I mean, watermelons with no, you know what I mean, solicitor's license. It just depends. I say do it because that's what it's about being a politician to wet your beak and it's interest based. Y'all hear that? Ah, coming through. Y'all hear the train? Smash that like y'all. Y'all hear the train though? Smash that like. Right, right. Yep. The rural trailer parks are the projects. Well, he didn't get rich by stealing Tesla's work. He got better position in the government. He was a government worker when he stole that shit. They can't say he was CIA or OSS because none of that existed. It wasn't a name for it. What's going on, Seven Gator? What's up with you? A good morning. How was work yesterday? And why ain't nobody talking about the black little young black boy that just got killed by the Secret Service? Although I would say it wasn't political violence at all. It was mental health. And no less um somebody homeless clashing with the security, a security detail, shall we say, it's a little bit more, I mean, to it. But just you know what I mean? It happens even with just normal beat cops and homeless with mental disabilities, man. But that young boy too, he had a life. 3 years ago, he was a graduated and going to college to run track. What the fuck happened? Oh, Nasir Best, that was his name. Look at him. The Ku Klux, the Confederates ain't shit, and they you don't have to rebirth them. They never went anywhere. If you know about the people who was um behind the Confederates in the Civil War, they were no less just Southern industrialists who just went further south and they was already there doing business. And it was all Mexico at one time. Google it. But they was in South America. And they still there in Guatemala, Honduras, Belize, Nicaragua. That's where the Confederate people went in, and that's was their base of they because fighting on in the country. That's why you only hear of them arresting Jefferson Davis, the president, and go Google where he got all his money from. South America, the Yucatan Peninsula. Okay, so don't come in here. I'm not supporting none of them, but the Confederacy never went nowhere. They don't have to rise again because they're here. They're still the people that the white industrialists that benefited from the Civil War are still here, from Texas to the Panama Canal. They still have power because that's what it all was about. Their companies being taxed and stuff. The people that funded the Civil War are in Mexico. When they're in Mexico too, Mexico benefited from the Civil War people because you think if they went to the war with the United States, they had to be in control of the border. The Confederates, right? That had to be the reason being because it was a whole got there going down there that they were snatching from. They used the same tactics that the Moors used against the Spanish. The Moors used this whole North and South America as their personal honeypot to fight the Spanish. 1492, the Spanish came here and turned all the other Europeans that were in the Dark Ages onto the money. Now, when the Civil War popped off, it still was a money stream down there, Central South America, by way of farms and even just manpower and free labor, or you know what I mean, underdeveloped countries that didn't have the power to go against whatever. The corporations was the big powers down there. So that's how the civil you notice the Confederates ain't get no fucking loan to fight. Where they get their money from? Can somebody tell me? Because don't go to war if your money ain't right. They, although they were businessmen, but it was not enough to sustain the whole government. They created their own money, all kind of shit out of nowhere. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The Civil War was the goddamn calibration of the United States, and nobody never. We just saying that like it's a school fighting. They went back together. No, when the United States came back in 1864, 65, that's why they call it the Reconstruction. That was another new world order. Know what I mean, it won't work. It won't working right. You know how when you doing a puzzle and a piece, oh shit, you take that little piece apart. Or how about y'all when you first play a video game? The first time you mess up, you start over immediately. That's what happened with the Civil War. They rebooted. So when people be like, this empire got 2,500 more years, well, nah, you gotta shave some years off because the new empire started after the Reconstruction, fam. Y'all don't realize that the United States didn't start being a world power till after the Civil War. Before that, it was looked at no less like Haiti, and all these other countries that but Haiti managed to survive because they got all the resources, but the United States was looking like a rogue country because the whole time after 1776, the UK, Great Britain was smashing on us. Smashing. Go check out the war 1812 when they came on this soil and burnt up the White House. Because what they don't tell you is, although the United States won the right to tax themselves with their own corporation, they did not win the right to not have to pay Great Britain their taxes for the corporations and stuff that they set up in this LLC. Because you know, Great Britain was the first people to maybe y'all took our stuff, but you owe us reparations. We owe UK reparations. Same as they've been having Haiti pay France reparations in any other country like the United States. They paying us too. And then you want to say Haiti. Haiti ain't got shit. Yes, they do. Go do your research, but they've been paying reparations to these people. How can Haiti pay all these reparations? I mean, because they got all the resources. Yeah, lack of knowledge, Sass. Lack of knowledge. Smash that like. Yeah, with a hatred for the US, we getting almost like the communist hate. Remember people was hating the communists in America? A motherfucker call you a commie pig in a minute. We almost getting that kind of hatred around the world. That don't trust them. And it's all because of our front man. Slicker than oil. We getting that slickster. You know what I mean? Don't trust them. And it's just as sure as another nation gets a foothold on prosperity, that's where everybody gonna want to go at. Once we become a full-fledged shithole, ain't nobody gonna fuck with us. They'll crush us. And but what's only thing that we got is united, being united. That's what we gonna have to really stand as united together when they want to crush us. What's going on? Chucking and jiving. What's up with you, fam? Get up from there with your lazy eye. Hey Chuck, I'm still trying to find that because I'm gonna get myself to July 20th, because that's when the breakdown pop back up, and I'm gonna get back on it. Hey Chuck, do you ever look at your it's called uh it's in your YouTube studios, Ask YouTube Studio. That shit is very informational. Hey Chuck, hey Sassy, stop living in the machine, right? The machine is powerful too. Zadie, and people will check you in this chat. You gotta have facts, right? Because it's just not a conversation. You know what I mean? A conversation. You know what I mean? You drop this. Trump, Z, Putin, Kim Jong Un, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and others all working to stop the New World Order. The one Bush, man, they all are part of it. Everybody you named are a part of the New World Order. The UAE, they just fucked OPEC up by dropping out of it. Yeah, he named all the power players, all the strong men. Because what's that strong man in Saudi Arabia? The young boy. His daddy put him in charge. Ain't he in Saudi Arabia? I know. Don't tell him nothing. He'll learn his lesson. George Bush, remember, look at all those people you named. Before Trump was associated with them, George Bush Sr. had them motherfuckers in the chokehold. George Bush Sr. He probably never got out of power. Y'all keep saying Obama was running Biden. George Bush Sr. probably was running all of them. Remember, George Bush Sr. was Central Intelligence. He was CIA before he was into politics. You say they all teamed up, Cody. That's what it is. Baru says that in. All of them are the same. Yup. The Heritage Foundation is crazy work. What's up, Mud Butters? Yeah, he was a war hero. Ryan, but he also was CIA, and he also was interest based. He had big money in Halliburton oil. Him and Dick Cheney. Halliburton was in Iraq and Iran, but Halliburton is all over the world. But Halliburton was getting money. When they went over there with the desert shit, they took McDonald's, all these other little corporations. They took corporations with them. Yeah, Black Rock was just in China with Donald Trump. Ain't that crazy? The day before they met the premier of China, all of the oligarchs was with him. They met the Chinese businessmen. Now, Black Rock was there, and they also have one called Black Stone. I never even heard of that shit. Black Stone. Yeah, they making extra money. It's sort of like when a storm is coming, you put anything that dealing with the storm, any product that's storm material. They do it every year. The water be out of the motherfucking roof. That only do they. I mean, the water, that shit. Like if it's a snowstorm, the rocks they throw on the ground, all that shit is. I mean, the price is gouged. Smash that like. I'm not blue fool. Zadian, you assume it makes what? An ass out of you. Also being anti-vax is like admitting the manslaughter. Reagan. Reagan is the press, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm. And some bullshit, right, Sassy? It's 36 of y'all in here, man. Let's get them likes up, man, to 100, man, in this chat stream. Let's get the likes up to 100. Smash that like. And once again, we still got the e-bike foundation popping. Salute to everybody that supported yesterday. Um that was amazing to see people even just to show support. But we got the e-bike situation where we got the cash out posted. All we're asking is $1 towards the e-bike. The e-bike is like um $700 to $800. We'll say $700, and we're at the $100 mark, just a little bit under the $100 mark, but round it off, we're at the $100 mark. So we on the road to get on the road. If you want to support the BMC in our endeavor, in my endeavor to get this, acquire this e-bike and get out on the road with it, probably go to a bunch of dope places and discuss the topic. You know what I mean, with a cool background. I mean, you just never know. Let's get it popping. So the cash app is posted, and I think Nightbot is dropping it too. But what's going on, Ronald Bieber? You say Obama. Obama divided America. Rage Against the Machine. That was a dope group right there. Y'all remember that group, Rage Against the Machine? Well, they was like rap. They was like a rap group, rock and roll rap group mix. What happened to dude? It was kind of like a stocky white dude with wild hair. Won't it? That's you know what I mean? Am I correct with that Rage Machine? It's 37 of y'all in here, man. Let's get them up, man. Stop cheering for everybody and learn to chill for yourself. Ooh, that's you know what I mean. Just learn to chill for yourself. Am I living in vain? You say Obama. Randall. What's up, Randall? I was watching some of Obama old campaign videos. He didn't falsely promise us anything. He talked about hoping for change. Right, Gator? That's why I said they should give Obama a chance again. They gave Donald Trump got back in there, even though I mean he can't do it again, but he got back in there even after he had a fucking black eye on his shit by being associated with some motherfucking insurrection. He should have been done by being involved in some shit like that. All of that smells of corruption. He should have been done, but he was allowed to come back. I say they should. I mean, if that even had him and Obama duke it out, although Trump it'll be a Biden situation where Obama will be at an advantage on Trump. So Trump ain't allowed to run again. I say they allowed so that Obama could though. Trump, he just got his chance, and you see what he did with the fuck his people wanted to do. The Trump administration are doing what the fuck they want to do, and I'm in full agreement with it because he's the president, and how he run his shit is how he run his shit. So all I'm saying is when I get, don't tell me how to run my shit. You know what I mean, I understand it, but it's his administration, and all these people come in here and say they voted for it. The thing is, when you don't vote, you vote because you leaving the up to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's the vote. That's the decision you're making. You're making a decision to leave it up to everybody else. We know that. We know that, Barus. But shit, they said a man can't marry a man, a woman can't marry a man. I mean, a woman that asked Mary and Todd and Todd. They married. The only change Obama brought was a golden egg for the healthcare and finding people who didn't have healthcare coverage. You know that was already in the play before Obama, right? You never know. They might mail in their non-vote. Right now, it's about being calm in the chaos and seek out opportunities in the midst of it, right? Because that's where you get paid. Everything that they're making money off, I know it sounds crazy, but you should be invested in that shit, maybe. Because shit, you still gotta eat, you know? We gotta play their game sometime. That you know what I mean, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Yeah, and Trump just to continue Obamacare. Trump, see, his ass is you can see he don't know what the fuck he doing. The army is doing everything they want to do under his. He's signing off for the army to do what they want to do. But Trump also is branding the country like that's the clown shit about it that nobody's noticing. He branding the Trump Kennedy Center, Trump RX, the Trump dollar, the and all of that saying that he will put out 5 million products, but he only want one of them to stay, and his legacy is everlasting. If just one of those products stick, and we refer to it as the Trump this, you know what I mean? That's all he wants. And shit, he's sabotaging so much shit, man. It's like when you see Ralph Lauren, he'll have sheets, plates. It's a whole lifestyle. So he trying to, you know what I mean, lay down his legacy as the Trump era. Can you imagine his library that he gonna have all that shit in there? And y'all y'all forgot, man. I got to go back through my work, to my pictures and shit, and even my content. But ain't that picture of Donald Trump? Ain't that the same one that was silver? It wasn't gold all the time. That picture with Donald Trump on, I mean, that statue, that gold statue, is that the same one that was the silver one? Because I had talked about that one when it jumped off. That gold statue that Trump has, ain't that the one that used to be silver? Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, Biden was just a placeholder, man. He wasn't really doing nothing. He was no less, the army was getting their shit together, what they gonna do, and they got Donald Trump to get ready to facilitate it. That's all. We can't hate Biden. He was a placeholder for the generals and shit. A big ass placeholder. Smash that like. Yeah, we can't blame Biden. He played his part. No, he fighting a war he lost. Trump can run again. You will see why, and the baby white statistics will be at the ready. Obama cannot run again. He will be charged with treason. Trump can't run again either. Trump can stay in office if we at extreme martial law, where the election will interfere with the what's going on. I mean, no, he cannot run again. Iran will play the out for decades, right? But Iran is standing to win the most, because now it's looking sympathetic because they holding their own, but it's being said that because if they beat Iran, why did they just bomb? And y'all know they bombed the first place they bombed it again. That that joint Adas, what is it, Abba? That you know that is Ethiopia. That's a black area. That's where they bombed them black kids at. Why does the United States keep going after citizens? That part of Iran, Google it. I know you won't, but that part of Iran, Abbas, Abbas, like Adis Abbas, all that shit is, you know what I mean? Bandar Abbas, okay? Bandar Abbas is right by the Strait of Hormuz in southern Iran. And they had a huge black Iranian community. That's where the black Iranians at, Bandar Abbas. And it's the headquarters for the Iranian Navy. I did not know that. Smash that light. Oh yeah, that Bandar Abbas. I did not know Bandar because that's where they shot hit at first. They never said that was the capital, that was the headquarters for their navy. They never said that when they but that's where they just hit at again. And on this what they calling it? How can you be signing a peace treaty and self defense strikes? So you still trying to take these people out? I thought y'all said that they took these people out. Okay, Seven Gator, you gone. Thanks for all of your super support, sis, coming through. Thanks for all your support, Gator. You say MAGA failed. Ah, red and blue made purple. And that's some Pope shit. What's up, this motherfucking guy? What's up? There's a bigger picture happening that you can't see because you drank the blue Kool-Aid. Seven Gator, much respect. Biden left my brothers in Afghanistan. I will never have respect for that idiot. Billionaires are playing in your face and people are just too stupid to. Right. Same shit another day. Y'all know that Bandar Abbas, that ain't a new place that they hit. That's the same place they hit in the first place. It's the where the Iranians got their navy at. So what they're trying to do is once we do the plea deal, we're gonna incapacitate these people. Why are they storming the joint trying to find out where the uranium at? They trying to now fuck their money up because they navy some shit. How would they be able to enforce if nobody wants to pay for them being able to tax the Strait of Hormuz? You see what I'm saying? And also it's just their whole naval infrastructure is there, the capital of it, the head of it. And that's crazy that Donald Trump and them hit at them people and the whole time that they supposed to be signing the deal. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Before they sign the deal, they're trying to beat these people out. They're trying to hurt them. And which everybody was saying that it was over. They liberated Iran. The people in Iran was in the streets. Kind of found out everybody that was in the streets was in another country, and they're not Iranian. They consider themselves Persian. The people that's in power in Iranian are white Muslims. They're white Muslims. They're from Azerbaijan. Do your history, man. The Persians are ethnically, I mean, linked to the land. Smash that like 13 families run the world. Shout out to the Pope. The Pope terrible. You know that the Pope and the Greek Pope is linking up. The Pope out of Armenia. They don't call him the Black Pope. The Black Pope was the Pope that just got died. He was a Jesuit. And what it was, he was the Pope before he even was the Pope because he had just as much as power as the Pope, but it was more behind the scenes because he was a Jesuit. And the Jesuit order of the popes of the Catholic orders, the Jesuits, they're more no less teachers and like the CIA soldier type motherfuckers that's in the Catholics. You know, they go out on soldiers of fortune. Most of them got military in their background. I think that it was started by a soldier, Loyola. Was Loyola started the Jesuits? I think so. But you know, there's different branches of it. But that Pope that just died, he was never supposed to be a Pope. And it just shows you just like George Bush Sr. was never supposed to be the president because he was the head of the CIA a couple of years before he was the president. It just smells of Central Intelligence running shit. So that Pope was just in power. He got in power just to take up space until they can get a good figurehead to throw up there. You know what I mean? How many seen the movie The Conclave? That movie is crazy. Smash that like. Left your brother with Trump is the one negotiated the deal before he left office. They learn things before. Wow, J Mouse. Their biggest fear is that people catch a wind of truth, right? Or people getting the same truth. Because a lot of people are catching wind of truths, but different truths, because people have different interests and opinions and things. And so they'll never hear about one truth, but they'll find out about another one. You know what I mean? And that should be so shocking, it'll give them tunnel vision. They'll fall down a rabbit hole and never come out and found out that all of this shit is a lie. Everything. That too. You know what I'm saying? One machine, one goal, right? They keep you mixed up, but the main mission is oppression by any means necessary. This MFing guy. This MFing guy. Go hit that cash out, man. And with $1, I'm on the road to cop this e-bike. And anybody else that's in the chat stream that want to participate, the choice is yours. But the BMC is on the mission. I'm gonna cop this e-bike and go to some cool places around the city on it. Maybe even hook up a camera on it so y'all can see the mission. But $1 at Cash App Black Money Trust. I'm a little under 100 on it. We little under. We'll say we at 100 right now, but it's $700 is the mission. So everybody, it will be greatly appreciated. Let's support. I'm trying to fan fund it. In the meantime, who divided America? Yo, but that's crazy. For instance, why nobody ain't talking about that? That's gonna be my live. You just reminded me. I gotta set that one up. The Pope apologized. The Pope been dealing with the Black Pope, with the Greek Pope too, and Armenian. That's crazy though, but because the Spanish Borgia Pope, his son was fucking Jesus Christ was the picture that everybody had on their wall. His son was the muse for that, and Ferdinand and Isabella got their charter and their agreement with the Pope to separate. The world with Portugal. The known world after they found all the maps from 1492 from the Moors, where the Moors was getting their money from, and it was cross seas over here in America. They got a charter from the Pope to cut that motherfucker up. Everything over the or the equator, everything below the equator, Oz, and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? It was all done by the creepy ass Borgia Pope. He had kids and some more shit. Lucretia Borgia daddy. Lucretia Borgia daddy. Obama began the big division, and the Harris Biden administration took it to the next level. Can you explain that logical assessment? Can you explain that logically? Americans need to stop sponsoring radical Zionist terrorism. Wow, Miguel, that's what it is. Smash that like. Double tap the stream. There's 49 likes in here, man. There's 37 people. If you haven't double tap the stream, double tap the stream. If you haven't got over there and left a comment on some of my content, engage in the content, let me know. What you think, what's your opinion as an American or on the topic that was being discussed. We got some make sure you put the live screen, go over there and put the what's that button? The notification buttons. So when we have these dope conversations, you can get over here in politics. Obama began with the division. That shit crazy, for instance, Obama. But what do y'all think about the Civil War being the birth, the New World Order also? So we ain't 250 right now. We whatever we was when we got up to the Civil War because the country started over again. It's not the same country, different values. The country before the Civil War supported slavery and anti, and they was expansionist. After the Civil War, they still was expansionist. They more likely got it wrapped up into a more socialist type of thing where it was for the people by the people in all actuality. And then not only did they free the people that they had in bondage physically, they enslaved everybody mentally and linked us all to the land. You know what I mean? They linked us all to the fucking land. Smash that like, but instituting rent, paying for utilities, taxes. You know what I'm saying? Even they had tax competition. Some states' taxes were higher than others, so that was the choice of moving to that state. Or some states allow other things that other states didn't. So that was the choice of moving there. Like it's crazy when you think about it. States are in competition like tennis shoe companies are. I'm not American, but I'm watching from outside Israel, dividing you into genocide support. Miguel, what is your nationality before I even delve into your decision to comment on what's going on in America? I always get it where I get in where I fit in. Yep. And money talks. You got to pay for what you want. You know what I'm saying? Remember, how did you learn to hate Russians? The politicians in Hollywood. Yep. Yep. Never have been a counter one. The big game, it was always keep us fighting each other. Right. Look, remember in the 80s, that's who was the enemy. It wasn't no Al Qaeda and terrorists. They came out. after Bruce Willis and them did they shit. But um, the enemy was Rocky against the Russian. Rambo went from getting ridiculed and persecuted by the National Guard and hick sheriffs and shit to fighting the Russians who were supported by the Arabs. Remember, even in wrestling, Magnum TA, All American boy with long hair, blonde hair, all that shit was fighting the Russians, the USSR, Makatia, Nikita Koloff, uh, Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff, and Crusher Khrushchev with the Russians. I mean, Rocky against the Russian though. If he dies, he dies. You know what I mean? It was heavy propaganda. Everything was that was. And then the event of like the GI Joe got revamped to that Cobra shit. It smells of Nazis, don't they? Russians are terrible. Trump divided the country, says Ruby. Remember, yep. But that Rocky against the Russian shit, that was real. That's who was the villain. And y'all, did y'all notice that Captain America, the latest Captain America, had a black Captain America, and he was fighting a villain that kind of resembled Donald Trump with this suit on right here. He looked the villain that the black Captain America was battling. Long beard. What's going on? Thanks for that super support yesterday too on the e-bike too. I'm at under 100. You know, I'm trying to get to 700. You know what I mean? Remember, y'all, if you're trying to support the BMC, I got the Cash App posted. You know what I mean? We're on the mission to fan fund this e-bike real quick and jump in and win. If not, I'm gonna just go ahead. You know what I mean? I can dislike what people may do, but hate is strong and word for me. I only focus on the part that plant right. Yep, that's how I am. I don't have to like what you do, but I don't have to hate you either. You from Russia? The Mr. Killer? What part of Russia you from? Smash that like 42 of y'all in here, man. Let's get them likes up to 100 in this live stream, fam. Let's get them likes up to 100. Working, I'm waiting, I'm building, spinning targets for when I take my wife shooting. Okay, okay. How do you make those spinning targets out of like aluminum or something like that? And what's your wife favorite gun to shoot? The New York Knicks advanced to the NBA Finals. I saw that. I saw that. I think I saw it on your channel. Was you the one that made it post and that had Spike Lee doing like that with the pictures? I saw that. Hey, Chuck, I'm gonna tell you who the next phenomenon to go bolo and be famous if they don't crash them out because they can't control them. Adrian Bronner, that boy is a star waiting to happen, and not in the boxing. I don't. I hope, Lord, I hope he don't go back to boxing. But his whole personality smells of all the great sidekicks that were funny. But he actually is A-list leading man. He got to wake up. Adrian Bronner got to wake up. Because I see it. The shorties fuck with him as opposed to hanging out with Dean the Great. And then it's seemingly his peers, his airlights, the stars, everybody, they have respect for him. And they see him, they don't want him to go out there like he going. I think he should deal a little bit more with his recovery. But y'all know that people that's in recovery don't make as money as people that are full blown into their motherfucking whatever they call, when you going through drinking and all that stuff. Their addiction. My bad. He's full blown to addiction. He's more interesting, but he the next one. Well, yeah, New York got in there. I don't really watch sports, but I know it's been a long time coming. Didn't they get Carmelo Anthony thinking that he was going to take him there? Understand you are being manipulated. Take your feelings out of it. Try to look at neutral. Remember, Lincoln freed the slaves. He got assassinated like JFK because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. The slaves were going to be free anyway. That's why Russia agreed. The Russian monarchy agreed to give the Federalists money to support the war. You understand what I'm saying? That they said, well, we let our peasants go out. You know what I mean, 20 years ago. Once y'all do that, so okay, yeah, we'll let them go. We'll just manipulate everybody's mind now, link them to the cat, link them. You know what I mean, Dems are lost. Thank that. Thank you, their logical assessments. I brought it off Amazon, and it spins and when you hit the target, folds down. She likes my Glock 21 and the AR or the 22 Plink. Y'all terrible. Okay, Sassimo, as always, and it's been good politics as usual. Thanks for coming through, dropping your OG wisdom. You know what I mean? It greatly appreciated. See you soon. You know what I mean? I'll leave the light on for you. You about to get out there, hit Saks Fifth Avenue, pick up me some Gucci flip flops. You know what I mean? And Sassy, have you been to the, I don't know if I don't even think you gamble because you seem too more grounded, but to be a gambler is wild and free, and you know what I mean, let it go, you know what I mean, put it all on red. But you seem more, you know what I mean? Um, but have you been to the casino that Nas had something to do with opening up that and opened in Queens? Enjoy your day, little one. How do you feel about Spencer Pratt AI ads? First of all, who the fuck is Spencer Pratt? I don't know everything. Who's Spencer Pratt? Maybe I know him, but you know what I mean? Who's Spencer Pratt? Smash that like, y'all. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? They can tell you how much I gamble. You're supposed to put it all on black. Shit, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Hey, Sassy, that's my thing. I like scratch offs and the pick three. I love the pick three. My favorite number to play pick three is 757, y'all. I don't know, Longbeard. Hell, if I can't wrap your head around anything, at least maybe the food can get your attention. Our food is not permissible to be eaten in other countries. In other countries, they not even eating food. They, you know what I'm saying? So nah, I ain't going for that shit. Zindy, I'm now catching on that the people in the chat is kind of right. You off something ain't right. But nah, I ain't going for that. We got the best food running. Okay, he running for office in LA. Okay, on roulette, you gotta put it on black. Okay, okay, okay. US Trump loves murdering people, make him feel like Mighty Mouse Trump is really just evil, says Debbie. You say you out there, I don't even know who it is. Yeah, I ain't never heard of him. Like, he a nobody. He wasted money. He wasted money. Is he associated with the La M.A.? With the Mexican Mafia? He not gonna win. The Mexican Mafia run in California. Does the Mexican Mafia run your part of California? Long beard. Okay, Karen Bass. All right, I'm not really cause yeah, I ain't up on my LA politics. What y'all been hearing about Aunt Hefe over there? You know they got Aunt Hefe on a $2 million bond, which is $200,000 and then some probably some surety, some collateral. Is Karen Bass bad, long beard? I'm not familiar with the West Coast politics. I'm more familiar with the politics in the streets because that seems was like runs California. Smash that like it's chill, my G. Good. How's your blood pressure? You know what I mean? I'm starting to wonder now. It's chill. How's yours, my G? Just checked it before I jumped on here, making sure I'm good. How's yours? I'm concerned. There's mafia. It's all over here. I know a bunch of them. Okay. She's terrible with Gavin Newsom. You should have little high. Why, man? You still eating all that high sodium food? Or is it a lifestyle, or is it you chasing some young new girlfriend? Why is your pressure so high? Bass has been incompetent since taking office. How long she been in office? And what happened? Are they still protesting in LA with the Mexican flags and Is the fire still burning? Remember, the fires was getting close. What's going on? The news just it'll trend something and you'll never hear about it again. What's going on y'all side of things? Smash that like. Smash that like, man. Get over there and turn on the notification bell. Logic assessment. Have you turned on the notification bell? Did you double tap the screen and smash that like? We trying to get these lights up to 100 in this live screen. And have you participated? I mean, Bass took office in 2022. What's is Bass who's Bass number one lobbyist? When Bass took office, who did Bass come in and give all the concessions to? Okay, okay, Longbeard. You said they protest downtown, but it's a joke, right? Because remember all that shit was going on. They were doing donuts in the street with the Mexican flag on their back. I knew that shit won't gonna last. Once Trump said, "You know what? I'm not gonna play with them. I'm gonna send the National Guard over there." But y'all know that all that shit seemed like a movie because you never see any of the people that participated in it, whether in any of this shit, whether it's on the National Guard side of things or whether it's the illegals or anybody else even speaking on any of this stuff on the news anymore. Because I think that Minnesota stuff kind of, I mean, motherfuckers like, wait a minute, people getting killed. I ain't signed up for this. Like, first it was a Renee Good got popped, but she was antagonizing the police. And then it was the Alex Preety guy. He was supposed to be helping somebody out, had a gun on him or something. But remember all that shit was popping off. You don't hear about none of that shit going on no more. None of it. You didn't even hear ICE kicking doors. I'm pretty sure they didn't stop, but you don't hear about it now. Yeah, yeah, but you know it's trending bitching though, Longbeard. Like 1 week we talking about this shit is we can't stick to one thing. That's why we can't even commit to being unified. We can't stick to one thing. Like I said earlier, one time it was the free the Palestinians, then it went to Black Lives Matter, then it went to the Mexicans need to be able to stay here, then it went to it's just a myriad of different topics that they have us in the streets arguing against each other, but it hasn't been a topic yet or a push to say bring back Americans for America and America for Americans. That push ain't happened yet. The No Kings did though. I mean, Chevron, AT&T, and T, and the Hollywood elitists put Karen Bassett off as wow. Chevron, you know who Chevron is? Logic assessment. When you say the name Chevron, who is Chevron? Do you know? There are so many protests, those morons can't make up their minds. Right. That No Kings and all that, who was promoting it and who was paying for all of it? I'll say the LGBTQ plus. They got a war chest and they go around funding all these um things as the resistance because I've been to a few of them. The last one I went to, I had some good interviews and some bad ones. One lady, she went the fuck off, saying that they was watching her and she tried to get me on some old democratic socialist shit, talking about how good Mom Donnie was gonna be for New York and all this shit. And I say, so now I was asking her different questions. She went off. I had turned because she told me to turn the camera off. That's when she started telling me the conspiracy theory shit that they were looking for and all that. But I also had got a lot of good feedback. A young lady that was older from out of northern part of I think it was Rhode Island or Maine by the name Brigitte. I interviewed her and asked her 3 reasons that she disagreed with Donald Trump, and she know what I mean, she gave me her soliloquy. I should have asked her who the fuck um paid for them to be out there because it was the LL Beans and all them out there. George Soros. I ain't heard his name mentioned in a minute. But Chevron, that was Venezuelan gas, wasn't it? Along with Citgo. Chevron had a lot to do with Venezuelan gas too, didn't it? Citgo and Chevron. You said Donald Trump is not real, right? Their base was in Venezuela. You shouldn't protest Donald Trump at all. He was elected the president. Let the man do his fucking job. If he fuck up, he fuck up. But what you should do is participate. Either become a lobbyist or put some money in a lobbyist's pocket and pinpoint whatever you want from, you know what I mean, these particular politicians. But as Americans, we shouldn't protest nothing. We should participate in each other's well-being and helping each other make America great again. That's the problem right there. Should we No, we shouldn't protest Donald Trump. He already goddamn won. Right. Adelson. Yeah, because that's all they know. If you know George Soros' name, you don't know who really is in power. He's just another messenger for the people that's in power. Citgo and Chevron both were affiliated with Venezuela. I think it was Chevron that pulled all their refineries out of California. And Citgo, yeah, because Chavez was giving away free Citgo gas to Latinos in the United States mainland. Chavez was. Also, both of them are associated with Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago. BP Oil is Trinidad and Tobago. You can tell where the oil is coming from by the name too. I'm pretty sure y'all know that. Amoco, Amron, Texaco. You know that's that Texas oil. That's the first time I heard that Trump was born in Ukraine. God damn. Chevron put a huge investment into Venezuela, and then Maduro took their assets. Trump is allowing them to return on their investment. Right, but it was Citgo and Chevron. Free Cuba and bring back those good Cuban cigars. Them shits is old and nasty now. Nicaragua start making good cigars. Dominican Republic start making good cigars. Cuba, that was just their main thing when you go there as a tourist. Like you go to New York, you got to get a statue with a miniature Statue of Liberty, and you know what I mean, hit the Empire State Building and all that stuff. But yeah, they cigars are no better than the ones that's coming out of Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? They were so good because we always want something we can't have. It was a trade embargo on it, so you couldn't get an official one. That was just, you know what I mean? All that shit was promotional because I know so many people that had Cuban cigars. I had one or two in my lifetime. You know what I mean? The Cuban cigars, the Cuban rum, the sandwich, even the Cuban. You know, it was always promotional. They couldn't get it this way, so they got it that way. You know? So yeah, bring Cuba back. See what I'm saying? Oath Keeper. What's up with you, Oath Keeper? Um, y'all just y'all everybody free the Cubans. Next month it'll be whoever else, you know what I mean? Whoever they going at, you know what I mean? CRC is buying up all of the California oil fields. What's CRC? Is that Chevron? But Citgo, because remember Citgo was closely associated with on the East Coast with 7-Eleven gas. Remember they specifically had Citgo. And now you'll see that Chevron and Miller is taking over with the gas now. Chevron and Miller. Go look at it. All the 7-Eleven gas stations are now and stores with the gas station are now Miller Marts. A great deal of them. If they're not Habibi stores, they're Miller Marts. And it's crazy how we allow the Indians to take over our hotel situation from the lower level to the mid level and the big level now because you get so many of the mid level joints. The big level, you all you need is one or two of them. They be the flagships, your Hiltons and I mean your Windsors. But now if y'all ain't noticed this for the last 30 years, if not 40, 50, positively, it started way before that. But the people of Middle Eastern descent are the number one mom and pop corner stores when it used to be the people from the hood. I mean, had the candy stores and I mean, the little neighborhood in and outs. You know what I'm saying? Now it's predominantly people of Arab persuasion. I'm feeling pretty good. That remark about free the Cubans in the cigar. I gather, because now everybody is on it. You know, it's just another trending ethnic group to get behind and support. Next week we'll throw them away when the Paraguayans need some help with all these sympathizers. They'll be long live the Paraguayans. Hand me a mate. Know what I mean, but yeah, you know, Trump and them just bombed Bandar Abbas, which is a Iranian black stronghold. The people there are black. They have Eastern African descent. Hence the word Abbas. Abbas, I mean like Adis Abbas. Abbas is out of that Somalian, that Geese language. Right. The people from Pakistan, the people from India are the same people. They just separated the borders because most of the people from India are pro all different kind of religions, Hindu, Sikh, you know what I mean? But Pakistan is was the Muslims, you know what I mean? The Urdu, the Pushti speaking Urdu, and you know what I mean? Because whether I know or not, when they separated um the diamond of their the diamond of their UK, when they separated the Indian colonies, when they was colonizing, when the white folks separated Pakistan, India, then they have Bangladesh. They got Bangladesh. Is it Tasmania or is another little joint too? Tamal, Somal. There's a couple of little different joints. But yeah, but I'm talking about the Indians got the lock on the hotels though. The Patals and the Singhs. The Singhs more likely might be Pakistani Sikhs, but the Patals, know what I'm saying? Smash that like y'all. Smash that like. We're gonna wrap this one up, y'all. We're gonna be back with another dope catchy topic soon. Who divided America? Leave a comment under this live screen and give your opinion. Um, if you haven't supported the BMC e-bike, the cash app is I mean Longbeard, Sassy Mo, Seven Gator, Chuck, Forensics, my OG with it. Salute. I'll be back soon, family. What how they do it in Cali? Ah, no, that's what's that? That's Hawaii.